Minnesota nonprofit is hoping to make talking about the heavy issue of sex trafficking a little bit easier.
Yeah, sex trafficking takes place in the shadows of the Twin Cities, but now the group is putting it all out there on your shirt. You may have seen these shirts popping up around the metro. The people behind them say they hope they'll start a much-needed conversation.
So this one is I object, I am not an object. That really speaks to the objectification of women or human beings.
The designers of these trendy tops hope they spark a new trend.
We wanted to bring some light and color to the situation and say, hey, we know it's really scary, but we do need to do something about it.
Mandy Molitor and Jonathan Cipolla say sex trafficking is a bigger problem in the Twin Cities than most realize.
Like sex trafficking is the #1 human rights violation.
They say it's on display just on a drive down Minneapolis's Lake Street.
You could see the patterns of walking, and then their pimps and traffickers would be around the corner. You could see them in their cars.
A 2010 study found that each month in Minnesota, at least 213 girls are sold for sex, an average of 5 times per day through the internet and escort services.
The FBI actually identified Minneapolis as one of the top 13 for child sex trafficking. So that's really important for us to talk about.
To get people talking, the two created My Sister, a Minneapolis-based nonprofit geared towards raising awareness, especially among men.
If men started seeing all women as their sister, they wouldn't exploit them. Most guys are good guys, but they stay silent on the issue.
The organization sells not only t-shirts, but also glittery tattoos and handcrafted jewelry made by sex trafficking survivors in Nepal. Proceeds support prevention and intervention programs. In the first 2 months, sales have taken off locally and online nationwide. Even Woody Harrelson was photographed wearing the group's Sisters Before Misters shirt.
I'm blown away, personally.
Since its launch in May, My Sister has already raised $30,000 to fight sex trafficking. It may be a drop in the bucket to combat a problem of global proportions, but it's enough to know the conversation they wanted to start has begun.
It makes me really excited for the future and how much impact we're all going to be able to make.
Well, along with raising awareness, an important need in the community is employment opportunities. They believe if you're not able to stay on your 2 feet economically, you're at risk to be exploited again. So My Sister has goals of growing the company to employ as many trafficking survivors as possible, hoping to have one of them eventually grow into becoming CEO, which would be pretty cool. If you're interested in learning more about My Sister and maybe purchasing one of their products, we have a link on WCCO.com.
Wow, important issue, and they're getting it out there in kind of a fun way for something so heavy.
And in just such a short amount of time, really already making a difference. So good for them.
Cool.
It's a good chunk of money. Thanks, Kim. Matt?